Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor. Hi everyone, Sailor Jupiter Lita here, and today I'm going to talk about, you know, folks who think that Linux is the greatest layout setup. Now, you'll have a lot of folks who will say, oh, well, Linux is greater than Windows, it's greater than Mac OS and Chrome OS. You can do all kinds of things on Linux, and that Linux is not owned by anyone, and that you own your reckoner and you own all the tools and all the settings. And Linux is flawless and nothing never goes wrong. Linux never has any bugs or flaws. It never gets hacked. Well, that is the lies that that folks who have Linux say. Well, not everyone who has Linux says it, but a lot of them do. You see, there are folks that they call them Linux lovers. These are folks who, for whatever sake and ground, they either they chose to leave Windows or Mac OS or Chrome OS for whatever ground, sake or why, and they like to bullshit. First, they'll tell you how Linux is flawless and nothing ever goes wrong with it. Well, that's not true. You see, my friend, you see, one time Sailor Mars had a reckoner who would say that Sailor would say I had a reckoner once. It was a Dell reckoner. It was a middle top, and it came with Linux Mint. And none of the tools or settings worked well. I couldn't get anything to really work well. Everything was too hard to work. And you Linux folks out there will say that Linux can do anything. Well, this Linux didn't really do shit. First, most of the tools or settings didn't want to work. And when they worked, they didn't work well. And it wouldn't let me take updates. So, yeah. I don't want to hear how cool Linux is, because it's not as cool as you make it out to be. I know one thing: when you go on the updates for Windows and Mac OS or Chrome OS, yeah, it starts running the updates. It doesn't it doesn't start having some kind of flaw or bug and say, sorry, you can't take on the updates because you're not the owner. Yeah, or sorry, you're not the overling of this Linux reckoner. Yeah, so I don't want to hear about how Linux is so cool. And if Linux is so more greater than Windows and Mac OS and Chrome OS, why do they only give you 5 or 4 years of updates? Tell me that. And you know what? It's not like you can offshoot to the newest one. So I don't want to hear about how Linux is so great, because it's not. It has flaws. It has bugs in it. The tools and settings don't work the way they should work. And it can be hacked. So I don't want you, so you folks can lie and say whatever lie or make up shit you want. But Linux is shit. Alright? And now another lie about you saying that no one owns it is bullshit, because someone started it, someone owns it, someone updates it, and you had to go to some website somewhere to download it. So I don't want this shit about how no one owns it, because someone does. And to say that Linux can do everything, well, that's a lie. It's kind of handicapped by what it can do and what it cannot do. Alright? A lot of you Linux folks out there, not all of you, but some of you out there like to call us Windows and Mac OS and Chrome OS folks. You like to say either we're lazy or we just don't understand it when something doesn't work or something goes wrong. One of you Linux folks out there one time said that folks who have Windows and Mac OS and Chrome OS are in lockdown and they do everything for you. So when you get on Linux, you don't know how to make chooses for yourself. Oh, is that right, huh? That I don't have to do anything right now and Windows is doing everything for me. Well, that's bullshit. Alright? Another lie that you made up. Folks who have Windows or Mac OS or Chrome OS are not in lockup. They can choose what to do when they want to do it. Alright? So, yeah. And the grounds why I had to come on and make a film talking about this, because some of you Linux followers out there like to lie and make up shit. So here's what I want to know. If Linux is so more greater than Windows and Mac OS and Chrome OS, why is it that when I had one, why couldn't I run any updates? Why did some of the tools or settings not work the way I wanted them to work? Alright, that's what I like to know. And if you say because I'm lazy or I just didn't understand Linux or whatever the shit, yeah, that's not helping. So at the end of the day, Linux is never ever going to be it's not as good or the greatest running layout out there. Anything you say that you can do on Linux, you can do on Windows, you can do on Chrome OS, you can do on Mac OS. So at the end of the day, yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear about oh, you can do this and that on there, because you can do that on any kind of reckoner. Alright? So, yeah. Too bad. You don't like Linux being scathed, you don't like me saying anything bad about it, well, that's too bad. You're just going to have to deal with it. So anyway, if you like this film, then follow me over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made yesterday over here when Sailor Mars, Ray, talked about why she bullied Sailor Moon in the past. I, Sailor Jupiter Lita, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.